Hello, everybody. We're here with a fantastic episode of the Apex Coalition Show. And as you can see from the screen, we're starting off with fantasy basketball, everyone's favorite game. I'm joined with, we've got a casual pod today. I'm joined by Lippy. Lippy, how are you doing?
Fantastic. I'm happy to be here, sir.
Great, great. Happy to hear that. Um, Lippy, I don't think the clock is going on.
The clock isn't. No, the clock's going, sir. It says 7 hours, 57 minutes.
Okay, on mine it's just 8 hours solid. Let's see here. I'm going to refresh. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Um, Lippy has selected Luka Doncic. Um, Tate is already accusing you of collusion. I'm gonna give that a goaded. We'll goat that too. Um,
Lots of goats being thrown around.
let's see here. Yep. Okay. Hippo's in about it also. So let's. I think we've devoted enough time to fantasy basketball.
As much time as needs to be.
Yeah. Let's talk about fantasy football and football in general. Lippy, how did you enjoy the football game last night between the Colts and Denver Broncos?
So, at the end of the day, I grew up in Big Ten country, where there's a lot of punts. Wisconsin, Purdue. It's just ugly football.
Yeah.
But that was awful last night.
Yeah.
It felt like they had both teams had no plan whatsoever. And they were just there to be there, and that was it.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers decides he is going to sell peanuts for the rest of his life and retires from the NFL tomorrow. Would you rather have Matt Ryan be the quarterback for the Packers or Davis Mills?
Drew Lock.
He is available.
But I would probably choose Davis Mills. Matt Ryan looks toast. And I don't know, what was the haul that the Seahawks got for Russ? Because that's looking like a genius trade.
It was 2 firsts at least. Noah Fant. Was it 2 firsts or more?
I think it had to have been more than 2 firsts.
Seahawks.
Pulling it up now.
Yeah.
2 first-round picks, number 9 overall in 2022 and 2023. 2 seconds and a 5th. So only 2 firsts.
Yeah, and then they got a lot of players. Like they got Noah Fant and some other guys.
Yeah, Drew Lock and then a lineman. So absolute just thievery happening from the Seahawks.
Let's see here.
This is great podcasting.
Yeah, well, I apologize. I got a text message from my godbrother. For anyone that's in the Houston area, which is my understanding, nobody. There's a Greek festival tomorrow, and I think Ashley and I are going to go with my godbrother and his lovely girlfriend.
Ooh.
So, okay, let's go. Oh, is that a pick?
Wow, Golly is in the draft room.
Oh,
let's go. We are moving.
Let's go. Okay.
Jokic is falling. People are scared with that D next to his name.
They're scared of the day-to-day. I'm guessing Kern is at the airport right now, perhaps finding a nice phone wire to sit on until Annie gets through here. So let's okay. Back to fantasy football. Let me ask you this: where do you think Michael Pittman finishes, Lippy?
That first week was just phenomenal for Pittman. Let's see what we're looking at in the landscape of a leaderboard for wide receivers. At the end of the day, Pittman doesn't look bad. He did have one bad drop this week. He's wide receiver 18, missed a week. Let's see what it is on average, though. Alexander, when you look at the season standings, do you go the overall, or do you look at the average? Because some guys miss a few games in here and there.
I mean, I like looking at just season stats. And then, as I'm looking through them, I obviously saying, "Oh, well, he did miss a game."
So I like the average because you look at the average, it shows Allen Lazard with 0.1 points more per game than Pittman, and they both missed some games, so and Pittman played one more game than Lazard right now. So if you just look at the overall, it looks a little skewed. Devin Duvernay at 21st overall in average, that's surprising. That's very surprising.
Did you know that my second highest ranked receiver is Corey Davis?
That's not good, sir.
He is he's had good weeks, Lippy. His first game, 10.7. Second game, 15.3. Third game, 3.7. Fourth game, 15.9.
Sir, there's nothing good about owning the wide receiver 3 for the Jets.
He is, I would argue, not the wide receiver 3.
I would say wide receiver 1C.
Listen to his targets. 10, 4, 5, 6. That's not horrific.
Pretty horrific.
No, it's not. That's nonsense. Let's look at Garrett Wilson is way better in targets. Never mind. All right, yeah, he's a wide receiver 3. Never mind. yeah. He's probably
Mike Evans being wide receiver 7 in points per game. Love to see that.
Jalen Waddle, even with the 4.9 burger. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I think maybe, sir, we should go through the matchups this week in Apex. Talk about the future implications and everything that's happening.
It just opened up to mind. Jack started with a probably disappointing start from Jerry Jeudy for him. Just under 7 points at 6.8 for him.
I don't think he could have had a worse start, honestly. With the fact that he has to... The Adams feels inflated against Kansas City because Derek Carr sucks at Kansas City. I think I saw a stat. He's played there 8 times in his career. He is 1-7.
Ugh.
So Monday Night Football Carr in Kansas City just doesn't sound good.
Well, that's
and
interesting.
Then
do you think Carr being bad means Jacobs will be bad?
So that's the question, sir. But I mean, Jacobs just absolutely went banana lands last week.
Yep. And he's got Fournette, and ever since Brady joined the Bucs, they just dick stomp the Atlanta Falcons.
He's going to need a massive week out of Allen and Fournette.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get that, then I don't know what he's possibly going to do.
The wild card is Kurt says he'll be on in a second. He's on the phone with AT&T. The wild card is Pierce, because he plays Jacksonville. This could be, especially after he just had a 22-point game, following a 17-point game. This could be a massive fucking week.
So
for the young Hall of Famer soon to be.
It's fun to shit on A&F because he did give up Derrick Henry and Godwin and Amari Cooper and Darrell Henderson for absolutely nothing. But at the end of the day, I like your team, sir. And I know we've said this, but it lines up very nicely against Jack's team.
I mean, I think I have recovered well. I don't think I'm going to play DJ Moore this week. It's between him and Damien Harris. I think
Damien Harris is smash.
Yeah, the San Francisco defense is great. The Detroit defense is terrible. And I think it's Zap Brannigan and at quarterback for the Patriots. So, you know who I really don't know about is old James Conner. He did okay last week. He is just not the most efficient runner, I would say, is a fair statement. And I don't know, Kyler came through with a good week, but I mean that first half. Did you watch that Panthers Cardinals game?
It was like the same first half he got against Vegas, just absolute shit.
Yeah,
and he just pulls together a reasonable week for you.
Yeah. People were saying that the less plays scripted by Cliff, the better the team will do, and that might be onto something.
Ultimately, sir, the only part I don't like about your team is you have the stack that I don't think anyone really wants, the quarterback running back stack.
Yeah. At least
I guess Jack has some passes. The same, though. Jack has the same kind of stack with a running back receiver stack, which isn't the most sought after stack to have in the world.
I think so maybe it's just because I'm playing him and I'm always afraid of teams that are playing me. I think that the Raiders will have a good game against the Chiefs. I say I think the Raiders win this game. Um,
Wow. Wow.
I mean, they had just a total shit town 3,000 start to the season, and I think they really did find a groove last week. I think that this team is going to win a lot of football games, and talk about a statement and kind of a must-need win to knock a game off of Kansas City and give them a win. I think this could really be a Raider landslide. So I'm a little worried about that. Um,
Well, talking about must need wins, we have only the wild card team is 3-1 right now in Galley in Apex, and then just a shit ton of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams at 2-2. Jack is one of them, and he's in a division of 3-1, and then 3 2-2s, and then you're at 1-3.
yeah,
Whoever wins this week has to be feeling good going into next week. Whoever loses, if they lose again next week, that puts either team just behind the 8 ball hard for the rest of the year.
yeah. And if
So it's a
if
big week for y'all's matchup.
if I win this week and Jonah loses, it's really big for me. Um, not to just shit on you, Jonah, but I really do want you to lose. Um, because I mean that, but at the same time, it's another 2-2 team he's playing with Monstar, so I'm gonna need him to lose later. But if there's any way that we get some current losses, and the division play is unkind to him on the second half of it, um, if there's a way for me to win the division, which is still possible, um, Jonah losing this week, I really need Dustin to have a good week too.
So
Beat
let's
current.
go to the Jonah Monstar matchup while we're at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Jonah's team without JT does not look good.
At the same time, James Robinson plays Houston and might score 30 points.
But at the same time, he has MVS, Thielen, Everett, Ertz. I mean, I guess Everett's been on an absolute tear.
Yeah.
But
Everett is the best free agent pickup of the year, bar none.
the problem is Jonah has Mahomes and Monstar has Stafford, and that might be a big discrepancy. That could be 30 points that Monstar
The
needs to make
Rams, the
up right
Rams
there.
look terrible. The Rams
I
are
mean,
so bad.
against the Cowboys, Stafford's going to be on his ass a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean that's a tough start. Obviously, I'm hoping Monstar wins here, but um,
He's going to need that gap between Mahomes and Stafford to be sub 10 points, and I don't know if that's possible.
Najee plays Buffalo. I feel like that's going to be a horseshit matchup for him. Um, I it's going to come down to, does Godwin have a good week? Sleepers projected him for 15 points. Also, man, starting ETN is brutal. I know I'm an ETN hater. He has broken 10 points this season. He is playing Houston, so, but they're not going to be down against Houston. I think Jackson will run away with the game.
Sir, I know we talked about this on the last pod, but Jacksonville's winning that division.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%.
I don't even think that's a hot take at this point.
No, I think so too.
So, I just think it's Jacksonville's division at this point. Maybe, I don't know. Colts look awful.
Colts look bad. Titans look bad, but they're okay enough. But I think the Jags will win the division. I know it's not the fucking Houston Texans. I know that's not who's winning the division.
I don't think anyone thinks it's the Houston Texans, sir.
Who? Jonah is starting Thielen and MVS. The more I look at that, and he's flexing Zach Ertz.
It makes me want to puke. Yes.
That's really nasty.
I mean, Zach Ertz will probably outscore ETN though at the end of the day.
Man, he's got Bateman out. He traded for the Hopkins stash. Landry probably won't play. If Landry plays, that's who he should flex.
But sir, just at the end of the day, Mahomes is probably scoring 30 plus, and Stafford's going to struggle to get 20. If Monstar can get a good week out of Stafford, we have a ball game.
Or if Mahomes somehow which he probably won't, have a bad week against Vegas. Um,
Yeah, it's a tough spot. It's a big matchup. Another big matchup. 2-2 teams.
Jamal
You win.
Jamal Williams can't keep being fucking incredible.
I think he will be this week.
Yeah, I think he probably will be too.
So if this is a big week in Apex across the board, honestly,
Yeah,
because if you go up to my matchup against Timo, two,
yeah,
3-1 teams. If I lose, then the rest of my division at 2-2 can catch up.
yeah.
If Timo loses, he could be behind Gali, be 150 points clear of Gali, but still behind him in the standings.
If Timo loses, this is gonna sound mean, and I'm sorry, Keiko. If Timo loses, he will be behind Golly because I think Golly wins this matchup pretty handily. That's yeah,
Timo's got some really nice matchups this week, though. Lamar against Cincy, that's a great matchup. Chubb and Ramondre, beautiful matchups against Detroit and the Chargers. Diggs, the problem with Timo's team is once you get under that. But those top four,
ooh, 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 ooh. Ah,
it gets ugly.
Oh no! How has Jeff Wilson been doing? Yeah,
He had one 30-yard run last week. That's
he's a little steady Eddie.
honestly he's a worse version of Damien Pierce.
Damn. Deontay Johnson and Fryermuth into Buffalo.
Yeah, I would be trying not to start both of them, but he has no
Yeah,
choice.
I would want to start neither.
I'd
I mean,
honestly probably start Michael Gallup.
I'd probably start Tunyon over
Gallup and
Fryermuth.
Tunyon over both of those. And he gets the 8:30 a.m. action.
Fryermuth is good.
But it's a rookie QB on the road.
Wow, Fryermuth still had a 12-point game last week. Yeah,
Sir, they're not.
he's a good
The
tight end.
Steelers aren't going to score this week.
They'll score. It's just who. Um,
No, they don't have to score a touchdown, sir.
hmm.
I like my Mike Evans, my Cooper Kupp, my Dobbins and Cook and Rodgers. So
Your
this could be
Waller's. I mean, that's what I was saying about Jack's team. I think the Raiders are going to go crazy. Also, J.K. Dobbins is back.
he's back, sir. It makes me very happy.
Renfro and Waller. I mean, I think they're going to have a good game. So
it's kind of So there's one thing about Timo's team. Lamar's 2-week stretch there where he scored 44 points back-to-back weeks or whatever it was, 47 and 48.
Yeah.
If you hit that league button and go to the league history part, they have the top scorers, weeks ever, the top 10 scoring weeks.
Yeah.
Lamar put up the 6th and the 9th highest scoring weeks of anyone in Apex the last 3 years. So Lamar's probably not. He's going to score 47 points again this week, but he's probably not going for 45. But just like with Timo and Jonah, if Lamar has a big gap between him and Rodgers, Timo could be looking good.
Let me ask you about another matchup that I just find perplexing and a little sad. Hunter got 1.3 points out of Hines. Neal got a respectable but not great 8.4 out of Pittman, and Neal is still projected to lose.
So Hunter got bamboozled. Hunter was strongly with Khalil Herbert and flex, and he was going to bench Hines this week. And I came roaring into his DMs at about 5 p.m. on Thursday, begging him to give me Hines and Eckler for Dobbins and Evans. He didn't pull the trigger, and he decided he wanted to start Hines. That did not work out well for him.
How the fuck is this team 2-2? This is just.
Well, he was 1-2, looking awful until Eckler went absolute banana lands and got those 3 touchdowns back to back to back last week. Neal, I don't hate his team, but it looks pretty ugly, sir.
Yeah, the fantasy power ranking guys are not super kind to Neal's team.
The Cordero pick was looking like a steal, but now that he's hurt, he's leaning on Miles Sanders, and Miles Sanders has looked good.
But that's always super dangerous.
Honestly, Neil's got the same matchup here as we've been talking about, though. Herbert versus Derek Carr. Carr could suck it up. I know you think he's going to have a great night.
I think he is. I think he is. I think Herbert's going to have a great one. If Kamara's playing, he's going to do really well. Damn.
Last year, Carr at Kansas City, 12 points. The year before, 30. I think that was the one win. The year before that, 12 points. The year before that, 1 point. The year before that, 12 points. The year before that, 5 points. I mean, Carr it's his house of horrors. The year before that, 18 points. Not terrible. The year before that, 12 points. And that's as far back as we go, 2014.
Yeah,
So if you get
his highest point on the year is 24.
So if you get a Herbert 40-point game here this week, 35-point game, could. Kamara's got a dream matchup. Lamb's got an okay matchup. It's that Kittle-Kelsey.
Yeah.
But then CMC, it's going to be interesting. It's a big week for Hunter. He needs a win.
Elijah Moore has less targets in the year than Corey Davis. Less receptions.
That's not looking good.
Less points.
That's questionable.
I would say that's pretty bad.
So ultimately, I'd say the two biggest matchups. We already talked about me versus Timo, 3-1, 3-1. Yeah. You have Kerr and Dustin, and I know you were touting Dustin's team. You like Dustin's team a lot.
I do,
and I mean that's fair. I mean, at the end of the day, he's got Kareem and Saquon. Saquon's runaway RB1. Maybe Chubb's a little behind him, but
I think Tom Brady's going to go crazy against Atlanta like he always does.
Okay. And then Kirk's a dog. Olave without Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Kirk plays Houston. Olave plays Seattle. Higbee seems like the second target in LA. I think.
And then Kern's got to worry about AJ Brown against Arizona across the country.
Does Kern have a tight end?
He's got to pick one up.
Oh, because Pitts is out. Wow, how bad is Kyle Pitts?
Andy's out of IR spots. Who the hell's Kern going to drop? Rashad White? Oh, Pacheco. Kern's dropping Pacheco or Burkhead tonight.
Okay, Kern just hopped on Discord. I don't know.
Maybe Kern will give us a live update about who he's going to drop. Probably Pacheco. Who's he picking up?
Yeah, let's fucking...
He's going to go Hurst. Kern is 100% going Hurst for Pacheco.
He picked up Mike Boone and didn't start him.
He couldn't really start him, could he, though?
I don't know why you pay up for him to not start him.
I mean, the Rashad Penny against New Orleans, that's an ugly... I mean, yeah. Gino going into Nola, and he's going to continue doing what he's doing. That feels more not likely than likely.
I'll tell Kern this. The play for tight end this week is O.J. Howard at Jacksonville.
O.J. Howard.
That's the play.
You're trusting the Mills man?
The Mills man likes easy passes in the middle of the field. Now, we just released Pharaoh Brown. I think O.J. Howard gets a touchdown this game.
So you know what's painful about watching Mills Mafia, go quarterback?
A lot.
Is that 2-minute drill at the end of every game, when you guys are losing and he's just trying to score some garbage time points, and make the game look better?
Yeah.
And he underthrows every receiver by about 10 yards.
Or he throws it to the second row of the bleachers in the nosebleeds.
It's not remotely close, and it's bad.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. I was so hopeful that, okay, maybe he could really turn into something. No.
The Dustin's got a nice team. And just like the same thing, if Dustin wins and Kurt loses.
Yeah. Oh, I really hope Dustin wins.
I think America hopes Dustin wins.
As America usually does. Dustin is America's team. I I was about to say I hope Penny has a terrible game. That's not very nice, but
Rumor has it there's an Apex meetup in Chicago for Thursday Night Football for the Saints in 2 weeks.
is that what the rumors say?
Yeah, that's what Dustin flying up for a wedding says.
I mean, that's a certified Apex event. You have a quorum with two people.
We're going to make some changes, sir. Do what we must.
It sucks that he's having to bench Russ, but I think Russ is droppable.
So at the same time when, as we spoke earlier about me getting really thirsty for some Thursday night action, I sent Dustin a trade that I'm glad he did not take. Wow.
What was the offer?
Let me scroll up and find it. It was not a good offer for me. It would have. My team would be. I'd be looking real ugly right now if he would have sent it to me and actually said okay. I asked him for Russ, Cortland Sutton, and Christian Kirk, and I was giving up Evans, Cousins, and Ayuk. And after that Thursday, I mean, like you said, Russ isn't even startable.
Yeah, he's not, but that trade's not horrible. I think Sutton and Kirk still have great value.
It's tough though. I mean, they can't. If Sutton can't be a wide receiver one, I mean, Evans is a top 10 receiver at the end of the day.
Man, do you know how much shit the Jags got for paying Christian Kirk all that money?
So they got so much shit for $20 million a year, or it's like $18 million a year.
He has really put together a good season so far.
It's almost as much as I think Nelson Aguilar is, I think, a top 10 paid wide receiver for the Patriots in the entire NFL.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Patriots. I think Bill might be losing it just a little bit.
I don't know what they're doing.
But they've got Zap Brannigan. They've got him starting, so that's cool.
Okay, so let's look at the divisions. So you got the Timo, Golly, Monstar, Neal division. Obviously, sadly, Neal's probably not gonna make much happen this year. Who do you think wins that division?
You know, I've just on a side, I like my team so much more than Neal's. I've scored a single additional yard of points. I have 0.1 more points scored than Neal.
What are the damn odds?
Timo's team is nothing to fuck with.
That's the thing. Problem is, Golly just doesn't trade, and he's got a stupid amount of depth. He's got Singletary, Monty, and Lazard sitting on his bench, and I like his starting lineup.
Yeah.
If Golly would trade, he could get some dogs on his team. He could probably go to Neal and get Kamara for Clyde and Mike Williams. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Monstar has to do something about his flex. And I don't think DK is going to look good as a starter all year.
So the problem with Monstar's team is he will not trade Najee unless he gets back a top 12 running back. Problem is, if you're trading Najee for a top 12 running back, he's got to add something to Najee, in my opinion. Najee is not a top 12 running back this year. I
don't know if he is. I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that he is, though.
Najee is just a younger Zeke this year.
I mean, but how many carries is he getting?
15 a game, maybe? Yeah, 15 a game on average.
I thought he was getting more than that.
No, 10, 15, 15, 18.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to start Najee.
He only has one touchdown, too. He plays Buffalo, Tampa Bay, plays Philly.
Obviously,
goes on by
this week is a bad example. This is a bad example for this week.
But stretch here.
Najee is projected as the running back 19 this week, and honestly, I'd probably have him lower. I'd probably put Brees ahead of him, Damien Harris ahead of him, Singletary ahead of him.
Damien Harris is pretty elite, so that makes sense.
I mean, Monstar wants a top 10 running back in return for Najee right now, and I don't know how you can. No one's paying that.
No, I don't. I think he probably knows that, but it's a situation where he can't. He doesn't want to sell, which is fine. I respect that.
So the problem is, like you said, his flex is the bad part. And quarterback's kind of
Yeah,
the bad part.
ETN.
I say quarterback's the
Oof.
worst part, though.
Yeah, Stafford's pretty brutal. I don't know if that shit in his elbow is real. I don't know if it's the offensive line, which is really bad, which I think is real. I don't know if it's everyone other than Cooper Cup sucks, which is looking like it's real. Um, yeah, because I mean, wasn't it last week that the only touchdown was that Cooper Cup rushing touchdown? He didn't get a
That
touchdown
was
last week,
2 weeks
right?
ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago, and he didn't have a touchdown the last week either. Wow.
But at the end of the day, the name of the game is depth. I think Golly wins this division, and Timo's probably our wild card. Because, like you said, Timo with that Lamar, Swift, Chubb, and Diggs combo, that's an 8-9 win team right there.
Yeah.
And he's already so far up on PF. He's probably getting the wild card at worst.
Unless something just terrible happens.
When you go down to your division with Kern, Jonah, you, and K. Cole,
Yeah.
obviously K. Cole's
He's not scoring too many points.
no.
Kind of.
I think I did the math. Timo's averaging 52 points more a week than K. Cole. That's an ass beating a weekly you'd be giving K. Cole.
It's a little tough.
It's just Kern's team. I guess Kern probably wins this division as much as it sucks. I feel like you might sneak up and give Kern a run for his money. If you can string together some wins, and Kern finds a couple losses here and there.
Yeah.
Like your year when Jonah won it all, except Kern's probably going to be sitting there at 9 wins and you'll be at 8 wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Kern can win 5 more games easily.
Yeah. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what you need to do. You get out to such a hot start. You can just play to try and secure wins at the end when it matters most.
You just got some lucky wins at the beginning of the season, which sucks.
But he's not that damn Brees Hall. He's gonna just keep getting better.
Neil really shit the bed on that one.
But so he shouldn't have given up Brees probably at the end of the day. But Keenan Allen, is he dead?
He might be. My angst with Neil now is not about it being a bad trade for Neil. It's like Jonah said last week or the week before when we did the pod. It just bailed Curran out. And we said that at the draft. Don't let Curran bail himself out. And, of course, just like what happens every time somebody trades with him and bails him out.
As I did a few years ago.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you remember my frustration with Kenny Galladay a few years back before he went to the Giants, when they just refused to put him on the IR to end that season. I'm going to go back in a second.
Yeah.
But this is the 4th straight week that Keenan's been out. And at this point, if he misses next week, them not putting him on IR is ridiculous. He didn't practice. He didn't practice at all. He hasn't practiced this entire week. There's no reason he shouldn't have been put on the IR through. Just no reason. How many games did Kenny Galladay miss in that last year?
I think a considerable amount.
It was very frustrating. 2019. Let's check what happened. Nope. It was 2020. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight games, and they didn't put him on the IR. Ridiculous.
You know what's crazy about Curran's team too is I think Brian Robinson's going to be really good when he comes back.
I think that is an absolute trap. I don't think there could be a bigger trap than Brian Robinson, sir. You're telling me Curran's going to start Curtis Samuel and Brian Robinson every week? That's disgusting.
I think he's just not going to start Curtis Samuel.
I think he's going to take out Rashad Penny and put in Brian Robinson. Curran likes to troll about pennies from heaven all he wants, but he knows that only reason he even had a good week was because that shitty Detroit defense.
I don't know who he'd flex. I think he would rather flex Penny than Curtis Samuel.
And at the end of the day, I feel like Keenan's got to string together like 2 straight healthy weeks before you can even start him again. Like, he's still Keenan Allen, but, I mean, would you not be terrified of a re-injury that first week?
Yeah. No, or just poor production. I don't know if it's necessarily an injury you worry about. I just worry about it's been a month since he's played football, and
so, I mean, Jonah's probably going to be at 7-7 at the end of the year. With the Mahomes, J-Rob, Tyreek, and JT at some point back, that's a 7. And then he's going to get DeAndre Hopkins. That's a 7-7 team.
He's flexing Zach Ertz.
So Zach Ertz hasn't been bad. Look at Zach Ertz' stats. He's literally had 7 to 13 points every week.
It's literally like identical to Gerald Everett.
It's a better Gerald Everett. He's starting the same.
Yeah, he's starting 2 of the same players. I don't know. And obviously Jonah whooped my ass, dropped 130. Starting MVS and Thielen.
The MVS start is Thielen too. That's pretty ugly.
Obviously, you can't keep starting
Jamal's gone. Yeah, because they're on bye next week, and then Swift is back.
JT, obviously out right now because of health. He has not been an asset when he's been healthy outside of that first week.
So I ask you this question, sir. Do you remember when Matt Ryan was on the Falcons in the first year of every coordinator, he sucked ass?
Yep.
But then the second year was always real good. Do you think that that's the case that's happening here?
I don't know if it matters for Jonah because, first of all, I think Matt Ryan will continue to get worse, not better. He looked so bad against not to mention last night, but just from week 1 against the Houston Texans, who I have it on good authority, blow donkey cock. The fact that he looked that bad against that team, like, let me go to my Fuckfest team because I've got Matt Ryan there. I want to pull up these insane stats. The numbers aren't as bad as how he's looked. Maybe I'm overreacting.
No, it looks pretty bad.
I mean, he looks like utter horse shit. I don't know. I don't think that'll get better. And
the MVS start is bad. That can't. You've got to pick someone up off waivers and not start MVS.
And then his RB2 slot will continue to be a problem, I think.
I understand. See, that was the big problem with you having Robinson as your RB2. You just didn't have his ATN. So it's kind of my problem with Dobbins, honestly. If anything happens to Dobbins, I'm kind of fucked.
Yeah, I worry about Robinson too. I think Robinson is back. I think he's super talented, and he's someone I just want to succeed. But you look at what happened to the Jags against Philly, and you wonder if every time they're down, that's what's going to happen.
That's fair, sir. That was an ugly game. I don't know if you watched much. It was kind of like the Bears-Niners game in Chicago,
Yeah.
except it was like harder rain. The field wasn't as bad. They couldn't hold on to the football.
Yeah, so it's probably worth watching that. And I think he'll have a fucking awesome week against the Texans this week. I think he'll break off a big run and he'll be very pleased. And their schedule's not horrific going forward. It's really pretty good, all things considered.
That's fair. So then we go down to the division called Bevo's Badissi Wranglers.
Yes.
I'm obviously very biased, and I've looked at my matchups a shit ton. I like my matchups, and I don't see any reason my team's not 10-4. So but at the same time, if I lose this week or lose to you next week, with 3 teams at 2-2, this division could get tight real fast. It already is tight.
Jack's in trouble because he loses Javante. He does have Damien Pierce to plug in.
Not many people could lose Javante and not really feel. But at the end of the day, don't tell Fantasy Pros that because he is still number 1 in the power rankings.
And he's got Mostert.
And he hits another running back.
Serviceable plug-in. He's got Kenny Gainwell and Algier.
Yeah, he's got Algier too. Jack just somehow hoarded all the running backs. Jack did phenomenal. Jack's a very good actor.
Yeah, he is. He is. His receivers are a little tough.
It's the Devontae Jacobs correlation that just... I guess it works out because Devontae's such an alpha, but...
Yeah. Oh, what numbers were he putting up? Was he putting up last year? Yeah, pretty similar. And he'll have blow-up games, like, yeah. I think he has a blow-up game this week.
So my question for you on Jacobs, sir, is it still just the same Jacobs as before? Where when the Raiders win, Jacobs does good, 15 plus. When the Raiders lose, you're looking at a shittier Damien Harris.
I don't know, dude.
That's what he's always been, though. You go back to last year.
Josh Jacobs believer. Like, I'm looking at his last year's stats.
He's Damien Harris.
I mean,
tell me that just doesn't look like a Damien Harris stat line.
I think Damien Harris finished as the RB6 last year or better.
I think he was like the RB8, but yeah, pretty much the same as Jacobs.
I mean, that's what Jack needs. Especially with Josh Allen. It's interesting, though. I think losing Javante hurts this team in terms of final standings and playoff win potential. I think that
takes away the boom boom from the team.
Yeah,
but he does have Josh Allen still.
Unless Damien Pierce has just fucking arrived, which is very possible.
The problem with Damien Pierce is the same problem as Najee, except he's not as good as Najee. Texans suck ass.
All right. This is going to get clipped by Kern. I think Damien Pierce. Ooh.
You're RB15 right now, sir. You're gonna say he's an RB1 at the end of the year?
He is. I mean, this is again nothing more than the eye test I was talking about with Matt Ryan. Dude, Damien Pierce is fucking good.
Wow. Does he finish his runs?
The one thing I will say is it does look like he struggles east to west.
I mean, most running backs don't look good going east-west.
But, dude, he is so fucking explosive. He is, without a doubt, the best running back we've had since Arian Foster.
Didn't you guys have Deonta Foreman?
We did, and we had David Johnson.
Why is our trash smell so bad?
Oh, fuck. What's going on in your trash can?
Sir, so we have... sir, so when Yesenia and I moved in together, we splurged on something not many people splurge on. An automatic opening trash can. And let me tell you, sir, my eyes have been opened. $80 at Target. I don't know how you peasants put your foot down and open trash cans, honestly. I go to my parents' house. I go to, like, workplaces, you know? And I literally wave my hand over the trash can. It doesn't open, and I don't understand.
Lippy, I don't know how important that is.
Sir, I don't think you understand. My mind can't grasp your peasant trash cans anymore. I only can live with one of these.
I think that's.
I got my dad one for his birthday. I'm gonna get my sister some for their birthdays. Every Littman's gonna have one of these.
Just to be clear, everyone's getting trash cans for their birthday.
When you put it that way, I can see how it sounds.
When you hear it, you hear how it sounds.
So back to the trash can. I was walking back here, and as I'm walking by, it opens because it's motion censored. What a great invention! And it does not smell good. I'm not sure why. We took out the trash like 2 days ago too. So it sounds like somebody, probably me, is taking out the trash later tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Damien.
Let me tell you about the local buzz. The local buzz is fuck Rex Burkhead and get him the fuck out of here. And
Wow.
we have seen points go up every single week for Damien Pierce. If that trend continues, wouldn't that be fun? By the end of the year, he's scoring 100 points a week.
I mean, he may be the RB2 if that happens.
He had 6 targets and 6 receptions last week.
That's nice.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, for 8 yards.
Lovie Smith did give Matt Forte 100 catches a year.
And even if you take away his 75-yard run, which I don't think you should take away because I'm telling you, he is super explosive and can bust a run, whatever. Like, I think we're going to see more of those this year from him. If you take away the 75 yards, he still went, 13 for 60. And he had 6. Oh my God. Man, I have really regret not doing that trade with Jack earlier.
What was the trade, sir? Do tell our listeners, because I don't think everyone knows what the trade was.
It was so bad. It was like Gerald Everett and Amari Cooper for Damien Pierce, and he wanted DJ Moore, and I said, nah, I won't do DJ Moore because
I believe you said Amari Cooper's the cheapest you'll go.
Yeah.
DJ Moore was a non-starter.
And I like DJ Moore for the rest of the year, but I wish I had Damien Pierce. He's so good. Anyway, when I was about to stomach myself up to say it, I think I will say it. I mean, I think Damien Pierce could be better than Najee.
So I don't know if Damien Pierce has a job next year.
That is a sombrero-sized cap. This dude, he
better than Najee.
He is a bad motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah, he's. What is this? What is this? This news slander piece. Damien Pierce on bench during crunch time. Houston offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton discussed the running back rotation, which has Damien Pierce on the bench late in games. Just like with any young player, it's not always in the best interest of the unit to put them into those situations. Well, let me tell you this. The fine people of Sports Radio 610 flame the shit out of Pep Hamilton, Lovie Smith, and Nick Caserio because no one likes Rex Burkhead. No one sees Rex Burkhead come into the game and thinks, oh my, thank God. Let's actually look at old Rex. Let's look at how productive he is.
Sir, if you're looking in Apex, has he been rostered in Apex? I wonder that.
Oh, it is. He's been rostered by a moron.
Has he been He's been rostered by that person the entire year too? Wow, that's bad.
Yep. So let's see here. Rex Burkhead has 3 attempts over the last 3 weeks at rushing attempts. He does get targets, but what's his snap percentage? Going down, 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 down. Good. Once I got to sneeze. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that Damien Pierce is starting a pretty special season. So obviously it sucks for just the Javonte went down. Like if he had Javonte and Damien Pierce, because I think playoffs.
Jack should have been a lot more aggressive trading, having 4 running backs. People dream of having 3, and Jack has 4. Or had 4.
I mean, he could get a good haul for Pierce now, I think.
Pierce keeper value, and he throws that in. You'd think. The problem is, I'd say he could get Kelsey from Hunter, but he'd have to give up Devontae Adams and Pierce because Hunter's dumbass wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah, that trade's not going to happen because Hunter has CMC and Eckler, and there's no way Hunter's going to trade for a running back. Um, Not to mention that Hunter's in y'all's division. Um, and he's got Khalil Herbert, who he's super big on now, for good reason. Damn, that bench is really ugly.
Hunters? Disgusting.
Yeah, Hunter's is that's really ugly. Wait, did okay?
Hunters is downright disgusting. Robert Woods and Devontae Parker in the starting lineup makes me want to puke.
Yeah. Hey, Hollywood Brown has been pretty good.
But once Hopkins is back, does that even matter?
I don't think Hopkins coming back really hurts Hollywood Brown. I think it just helps the Cardinals. It helps that
But
team.
think about the catches he's getting these layup catches, like these middle of the. I don't know.
I don't think Hopkins coming back hurts Hollywood Brown.
I don't think it helps them.
I think it gives the Cardinals more scoring opportunities.
The 17, 11, 11 targets. I think it probably goes down to 8 targets. And are those targets maybe a little better because you got another guy on there? You're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just in terms of volume, and I feel like maybe I'm scarred from watching Hollywood with Lamar dropping all those deep passes, but
I think Hollywood Brown is gonna stay really valuable for Hunter. I really do.
it'll be a nice 10 points a week.
With the potential for more. Um, Whether that be through a second score or
See, if Hunter could have gotten a
game.
really good quarterback, I don't mind Hunter's strategy if he could have had a really good quarterback. Because he'd probably have a better team than Timo at this point. Because Timo's got 3 studs in Swift, Chubb, and Diggs, and then he's also got Lamar.
And the thing is that Baker is starting to throw the ball to CMC.
Yes, he realized that CMC is a very good running back, or catching running back.
Now, in that game, he didn't get very many carries, but 9 targets.
I think that touchdown was CMC in the slot or something like that.
Yeah.
Caught the ball in the middle of the field real nice.
Yeah, he's got Dak when Dak comes back, which is an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade.
So I ask you this question, enough.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite to win the title right now, would you say? You can cop out and give multiple teams if you want.
That's really interesting. It's not me. It's not Neil. It's not K. Cole.
I think you can knock Monstar out of
Monstar.
there. Yeah.
It's not Jonah. Sorry, Jonah.
If I had to pick one, even though I said Golly probably wins that division, the boom potential of K. Cole's team is just it's unreal.
Of K. Cole's team?
Not K. Cole. Timo. Wow.
I was like, that. No offense, that would have been a really interesting take.
The boom of Timo's team. I mean, Lamar, Chubb, Diggs, and Swift. I mean, if Swift stays healthy.
Yeah, if Swift is healthy, which will fix his flex problem.
That is a huge if.
He needs to fix
Swift,
the wide receiver 3 is a problem.
I mean, Swift hasn't played more than 13 games in a year, so he's going to get injured again at some point. Yeah, I don't know if Swift is even that. Damn, I don't know if I can go with Timo anymore. I mean,
I really like Timo's team, and I'm super happy he's doing so well this year.
It is nice to see a new face in the picture.
As points for leader through 4
Then a landslide, or not a landslide. I mean, only 20 over Jonah, but it was a landslide before this week. You got 20 over Jonah, 40 over me, and then 70 points from 4th place. So he's got a nice gap between kind of the mid.
So I don't want to discount an awesome season and a very good draft. If I had to pick, I think it's Golly. I'm pretty sure I'd take Golly.
So I would have so much fun with Golly's.
I would take you or Golly.
I'm obviously biased. I'd take myself if I could. The problem with Golly's team is the same problem he had last year, though. In the playoffs, it takes one bad week from the Bengals, and he's done. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you've got a wide receiver 3 problem, and you've got kind of a flex problem.
See, I have a flex problem. Wide receiver 3 problems. If Michael Thomas is healthy, which it's kind of sus he hasn't practiced for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
That's a nice wide receiver 3.
That's someone else who kind of has spent a lot of time being injured recently. And by recently, I mean the last 2 consecutive years.
Yes, he looks so good. And then some would say the pick of the draft, Hunter Renfrow. Wow.
Renfrow will never touch my team ever again. I was so excited and I'm so sad now.
If you gave Golly, and I hope you're listening, if you gave Golly's assets, like entire team, to anybody else, I'd say it's a far and away the favorite to win it all.
Because of
being look at that bench. I mean, look at that bench. Njoku, I'm sure there's 4 teams that would be happy to start Njoku this week. Lazard, Lazard's not a bad.
That does not mean that there would be 4 teams willing to trade appropriately for that.
But that doesn't matter because Golly could get rid of. I mean, he's got Montgomery and Lazard also, and Singletary on his bench. He's got 5 running backs for the rest of the year that are startable. 5. We were just talking about Jack having 4 and being blessed. Golly's got 5.
I think that
the Juju problem is you can't trade Juju. Trading Mike Williams to anyone but Jack is next to impossible.
I don't think he wants to trade Mike Williams.
Like, Golly doesn't want to trade anybody.
Well, that's true. But if I was Golly, I would want to trade Mike Williams. Especially with just Keenan constantly being out.
What he could do, and it's tough because it is Hunter, is flip Hawkinson, a running back, and a receiver for Kelsey. And Golly loves Kelsey.
Yeah.
And then he would still have a crazy amount of depth on top of that. It's tough. The 3 Bengals is such a hard for me to wrap my head around. Because after that, what boom does he have in his lineup?
I think Mike Williams could boom. I think
could, but like, is it someone you're scared of? Like, truthfully scared of? Is it a Tyree? You know what I mean? Tyree. Are you more scared of him? Let's go through the receivers. I mean, I'd say
let me start this response by saying, I think a lot of teams you could say that for. Take away their top 3 scorers, and then who are you afraid of? I think a lot of teams could be asked that question.
But the thing is, we're talking about Timo with 4 absolute studs. And I wouldn't put Burrow on that level of scared of.
I don't know. Clyde looks like he's having a hell of a year.
Clyde scores touchdowns. I mean, got Hawkinson, that 40 burger, that's terrifying. You look at Kern's team. I'm scared of Hurts. I'm scared of J. Jeff. I'm scared of AJ Brown. I'm scared of Higgins. And I'm probably scared of Brees in 2 weeks.
I'm not scared of Brees Hall.
I'll happily say I'm scared of Brees Hall.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's good, but I'm not scared of him.
Brees Hall against the Lions in the semifinals, against the Jags in the finals, sir, that is terrifying.
Okay, I mean, like, sure, but if we're looking at playoff matches, I'm just talking generally. I mean, Kern's got great players that can pop off and do great things. The stack is going to feast. No argument there. Jefferson's going to feast. T. Higgins is going to have a great season.
At the end of the stacks are risky. I mean, stacks are nice, but at the same time, If a stack falters at all in the playoffs, it's over. But that can be said for anyone's quarterback. If their quarterback has a shitty week, they probably don't win.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I think we're in for an. It does. At the end of the day, it's probably going to be me, Kern, Golly, and Timo in the playoffs. But it feels way more open than that this year.
It does. It'd be. It's interesting because I really want Timo Seaman to do really well. I like that Chubb is having such an amazing season.
Wow, Chubb RB1. I don't think even Chubb could have predicted that.
Yeah. He's got kind of a tough schedule coming up.
And the Buffalo, Tampa, and a bye. Mm-hmm.
Nice week 13 for him, though. However, that is going to be an interesting game. I think they're going to be sending a lot of people downtown at that one.
Honestly, sir, is Chubb going to get close to 2,000 yards this year?
If they utilize him, then he can.
He only needs to average 117 yards a game. And he is averaging...
He's doing that now.
Yeah.
The touchdowns is what's crazy.
He's averaging 115 a game right now. He could... I mean... He has some crazy... If he has some like 150, 60, 70-yard games again...
I mean, because what's been made clear is that this works. I mean, he's making it happen. And they're winning a lot. I mean, what, they're 2-2? I don't think people...
they just need to stay above water until Watson gets back.
God, I hope he comes back and just sucks. There's still a shit ton of people that have said they're going to go to the game and just pelt him with trash. That's awesome.
It's the Texans when he comes back, right?
Yeah. First game back in Houston.
Wow.
My god, brother Daniel and I were going to go, but tickets are getting pretty up there in price.
So you have a 2nd and 7 passes incomplete, but there's holding on the offense. So either you have 3rd and 7 or 2nd and 17, and it's college. Keep that in mind. Do you accept or decline the penalty?
What's the time of the game at?
9 minutes left. You're down 6, and obviously you don't have the ball.
Oh, you want the down, I think.
I think so. I think you want 3rd and 7 as well.
I agree.
Especially in college, 17 yards feels over 2 plays. That sounds a lot more doable than one play getting 8 yards.
Yeah, I'd agree. What's the game? Is it Memphis and Houston still, or?
Oh, doesn't matter. Pick. It's Nebraska. I was watching to troll Jonah, but wow.
They just took care of business.
Wow, they just got a pick. They got the ball in the red zone now. I had some trades. So we're in this Pikes Peak Dynasty League, sir. And I was fucking around and actually ended up making some trades this week. So I want your opinion on them, sir. We got 3 of them.
Okay, let's hear them.
So the first is I received Kenneth Walker, a 2023 first and a 2025 first. Nice little haul, I'd say.
All right.
I gave up CD Lamb.
Wait, you just give up CD Lamb?
And Melvin Gordon, but it's just CD Lamb. I think it was an absolute smash of a trade. Ken Walker +2 first. It's beautiful.
That seems pretty good for you. I think I like that a lot.
Wow! Nebraska just took the lead. I like it a lot. I was just kind of sending trades out there, and I don't know. The person said "fuck them picks" in the chat after the trade, so I just don't think he cared about his picks, honestly. The next trade, sir, it was a Josh Allen trade. I gave away Josh Allen.
Okay, what did you get for that?
So he sent me Josh Allen for Mark Andrews in his 2023 first. I rejected that.
Okay.
But I was intrigued because 2023 first and Mark Andrews isn't a bad return. So I sent him back. Give me all three of your first. Give me your 2023, 24, and 25, and Mark Andrews. He accepted.
That seems pretty good. Well,
It's Josh Allen. I mean, it is Josh Allen.
what's is it 6 point touchdown?
Let's see. It is 6 point touchdown. But it is tight end premium.
So wait, so what was the haul again?
3 first, 23, 24, 25, and Andrews for Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think that's a smash.
I think it's pretty good on both sides. I mean, I don't know why you'd give up all your future for Josh. His team isn't really like the team to give up the future for. The next trade, I can see how people might think I got fucked.
Okay.
I got Breece Hall. I think what would you say he is in Dynasty? Top 7 running back?
What?
You don't think Breece is top 7 in Dynasty?
I'm kind of a Breece hater, so
Wow. Well, okay. I'm glad you said that. We got Damien Pierce as well.
Well, you're talking.
And then we also got a 23 and a 25 first. So we got 2 first, Breece and Damien. Keep in mind this team is 2-2, and is 1 loss away from being in 9th place in a 10-man league.
Yeah.
So that 23 first could be very juicy. And his team, let's look at his team.
You had me at Damien Pierce.
He's starting Rashad Penny now weekly.
Oof. Yeah, Damien Pierce is awesome. Can we just talk about how good he is? Let me ask you this, because I think this is a question that you'll have the same answer as all 7 of our viewers. How much Texans football have you watched this year?
Only that Bears-Texans game.
That's very fair. That's probably the only reason you would have to watch it. Dude, he is so good. He is so good. Oh my goodness. Oh. And what, he was a 3rd rounder? Oh, he's excellent. Just excellent.
So I did give up Mark Andrews and AJ Brown. I gave up a lot. But I don't really.
Breece, Damien, and a first?
And then 2 first. 23 and 25.
And you give up Andrews and
AJ Brown. So let's look at the landscape of the squad now, sir. I know. Let's look at the landscape of the squad, though.
Okay.
We were trying to tear it down so we'd have some top picks for the next couple of years, you know?
All right.
I have 4 firsts this year and in 2025, and then 2 firsts in 2024. We have at running back the Cam Akers, who we might have taken in the 4th round of the startup. I'm addicted to taking Cam Akers really early.
Okay.
Damien Pierce, Breece Hall at running back.
All right.
And Kenneth Walker. Damien Pierce, Breece Hall, and Kenneth Walker at running back. That's fucking dynamite.
It's pretty good.
That's beautiful. At receiver, we have Drake London, Michael Gallup, Jacoby Myers, Calvin Ridley, Traylon Burks. And I guess Alec Pierce. I don't really think much of Alec Pierce yet. But, I mean, could be worse at receiver.
It could be better, too. You could have A.J. Brown.
And Lamb, yeah. That Lamb trade was a great trade.
That's a great trade.
At tight end, we do have Zach Ertz, and Higbee. And then quarterback, it's ugly. We have Baker, Marcus Mariota, Kenny Pickett, and Justin Fields.
That's a little tough.
Moral of the story, sir, we're going to have the 101 this year and probably 2024.
I traded away old Pickett for another 23 first. Yeah.
In Fuckfest?
Yeah.
Wait, that happened?
Uh-huh.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Who gave you a 23 first for him?
CBiz.
Wow.
Yeah. So up to 4 firsts for the draft.
As long as Pickett doesn't become Herbert, you're looking good, sir.
I don't think he's going to become Herbert. I don't know.
I was so happy. I got Herbert, in the 11th round of that startup, and I was just telling everyone he'd be a first-round pick in a rookie draft. You should give me a first-rounder for him, and then someone did, and I smashed accept in 2 seconds.
Huh.
Wow, you got another first, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're up to 4.
Oh, that was how you got 4. Okay.
Yeah. Because then, I mean, I can't. I've looked and looked and looked. Dude, my team is horrible in that league. Like intentionally so.
If you didn't give up a first, I mean, granted, that first sucked. But you could have traded that first for like a 24 first. I just don't know how you flipped Damien Pierce for a first.
I mean, let's look at old Damien Pierce, okay? A contender is going to want him before the deadline, especially after some more injuries stack up. Beautiful. I mean, Flippy, for all we know, you might want Damien Harris.
Sir, I need to get rid of players so I can have my pick be ahead of yours. I'm only 20 max PF behind you right now. But actually, am I ahead of you? I have a worse team than you so far on the season. I have the 101 right now. I need to secure it,
That's what I'm saying. I need you to get the 101, so Waters is spited.
So take Higgins off my hands.
No, it doesn't make sense for me to do that.
He's 23.
No,
we're in the exact same spot, sir. I'm maybe a year ahead of you in development.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like some of my young players that I got in this draft. Like I love Olave. Alec Pierce is going to be okay. By the way it looks. I'm excited to see Brian Robinson and Mechie hopefully play.
Brian Robinson isn't terrible. Let's look through the squad. Matt Ryan, you have to just get anything. You get a second. Get a 23 second for Matt Ryan if you could.
But I have to start a quarterback.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, you do. There was a big hoopla about it when I think it was, I don't know who it was. But
it was someone starting a shit when they had quarterbacks to start. If you truly have no quarterbacks, how can they get mad at you?
Because that's in bad spirit. I can't trade away all of my quarterbacks.
That's fair. I mean, I have you to thank for me owning Olave in 1,000-Year War and T-Gen because you were all over Olave, sir.
Yeah, I took him ahead of Treylon Burks and I got flamed for it.
In D-Gen, where did we get him? Because you begged me to take Olave. You were just like, we're getting Olave.
Yeah,
105.
Let's see here. Yeah, because I took Olave at the 1-4 in Fuckfest.
Yeah, you had me take Olave at 105. Let's see who was available on the board at 105. I feel like it was a smash though at that point. It went Brees, Walker, London, Burks, Olave.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
I guess Garrett Wilson was on the board, so I could see you had me all in on Olave, and then you also had me all in on Pickens. You're all over this draft.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the receivers in this draft, and I really I wish I'd gotten Damien Pierce. I picked Mechie instead, which I think was the right thing to do. Yeah. I was so excited for Mechie. I really wasn't all that excited about Damien Pierce at the time of the draft. I'll be honest.
So I'll tell you the story of how we got Olave in 1,000-Year War. Since we're here, we drafted him 106. We did not. That was not our pick though at 106. That was Kevin L. Kern's pick at 106.
You traded him away.
How did we get How did we get that 106, sir? Wait, that was a 21st. One first. How the hell did we get 106? I honestly don't even know how I got 106 anymore. All I know is before this year we won a total of like 6 games in the entire league in 3 years, and we are 3-1 in the 1 seed. So that's all that matters.
So did Wilson go before Olave in that draft?
in this draft. So the 106, it's single QB as well. So there's no way a quarterback went. And then there's another aspect of this league that I think everyone except me and King Hoot fucked up, and I'm sure King Hoot would love to chime in if only he was here. So 1,000-year war draft went Brees, Drake London, Treylon Burks, Ken Walker, Garrett Wilson went 7.
Okay.
Who do you think went 5th, sir?
Skywar.
James Cook.
Really?
And then I smashed Olave over Wilson.
That's gotta sting.
So the 1,000-year war does have an interesting thing that King Hoot gives us an Excel sheet on every year, and that's the contracts. So it's a contract league where you can use picks to extend and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 200 draft bucks every year for all the not expired contracts every year. Okay.
Right.
I spent no money. And then King Hoot also spent no money. Everyone else spent money this year. Whether it was on Jeff Wilson or Kern, spent $57 on Tyquan Thornton. $57 on Tyquan Thornton. And then Kern's like, oh, it doesn't matter because no one's available. In 2 years, the entire league becomes available.
Yeah.
Just going through, let's just go through team by team in 2 years. So after the next season, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton, Mike Evans, all James Conner, Chase Edmonds all hit the draft pool from one team. There's no way they can extend all those players
at the same time.
Yes, that's one team. I go to another team.
Oh, that's just one team. I thought that was. I'm like, well, in 2 years, some of those guys might not be super valuable.
Josh Allen, Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp from another team.
All right, well, never mind.
Yeah. Another team, Lamar, DeAndre Hopkins is irrelevant. He's gonna be dead by then. Lamar, Derrick Henry is irrelevant at that point. But you get what I'm saying? Yeah. This is all the same year. Joe Mixon hits the board that year. Chris Carson, wow. Mike Williams hits the board that year. Kern's team. Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler. Chris Godwin does not. So some teams have like picks to extend stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. But not all these players are getting extended.
Yeah.
And you get more. So Kern's going to be sitting there with $50 and all these nice players and not going to be able to get any.
Well, that's a good thing. That makes me happy.
That is a good thing. Zeke's going to be dead by then. Antonio Brown, LOL. Yeah. Mark Andrews is available at that point, but you'd think he'd get extended.
What happened to... What happened to Dotson?
Dotson hurt something. He's out 2 weeks or something. Hamstring?
How do you spell his name? I'm fucking up the name. No, it's just Dotson.
Yeah, it's just Dotson.
Yeah.
I saw something about him because, like, apparently, just at State, he was just a touchdown scoring machine.
Oh yeah, this. I drafted him. I drafted him and then traded him to Jay Pauley. So I drafted him in May, and then in August, after some camp hype about him, I acquired David Bell, Alec Pierce, and a 25-second.
So I must say, we after meeting Mr. Tate Martin,
what a guy, by the way.
We found out that none of us actually know each other besides Kern and King who know everybody.
Yeah.
But I must say, if someone were to come to the league and say this Jay Pauley guy did this terrible heinous act, I would not believe them. Jay Pauley's a man of honor.
Good guy.
And he's
good guy.
He's a great member of all the leagues he's in with us.
I would agree with that 100%. I mean, I think he's an active player. I think he slices pretty fair offers and trades. He doesn't waste your time. From all I can tell, and he's very polite all the time. I think he seems like a swell fella.
I think he participates in our March Madness every year as well.
What a excellent turnout! I mean, that's
wow.
Yeah. Big.
I got a nice little notes app with everyone's email. I just pretty much just send it to every email every year.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I haven't had a bad experience with anyone in this league except Kern. And I mean, and obviously that's the case because he sucks.
I mean, I think most people would feel the same way.
Yeah.
Which league are we looking at? Fuckfest or DGen?
I'm looking at Fuckfest right now. I started 4 players in that game last night.
You did.
Mo
I
had
see. I see. We have a matchup in this league. Oh, you started Mike Boone.
I did start. I paid up for him. I think I paid $200 for him. But Mo Alley Cox came back to earth from 26 points back down to 1.7.
That's Mo Alley Cox. We all know and love.
Well, this is a big. Well, it's not actually a big game.
It doesn't matter now that it's max PF. Yeah.
I don't think I like that. I mean, I understand the purpose. I don't know. I don't know. It stops like really just blatant tanking. I don't know.
It stops the tanking at the end of the year when you're 2 games out of the playoffs as well, though.
Yeah, and you start.
It gives those teams a reason to actually start their full lineup.
Yeah, you're not starting Marshawn. Yeah.
And it takes away from, like, if I were to bench Higgins right now to lose against you, it takes away that aspect of even possible. You know what I mean? Because he had a questionable mark. I was just keeping him on this bench because what if he was out and I was asleep? Some bullshit like that, you know?
Yeah, I did pick up Ray McLeod. I might start him against you.
I would encourage that.
Huh. Alec Pierce is having a decent little season. I think he's started. I don't know. His snap percentage is still so low. He's not on the field as much as he could be. But obviously, first 2 weeks are nothing burgers. But then 5 targets, 6 targets, 9 targets.
I mean, he looked good. He was the only piece that looked good last night.
Yeah.
And Michael Pittman can't be the entire team.
No, I mean, did they use a? Was he a second rounder or?
He was a second rounder, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what he turns into. And then we got a 25 second for that trade too. I think I probably like the Dotson side more though.
I don't know, honestly. I think Dotson and Pierce are probably the same thing at the end of the day.
You think so?
I mean, just look at what Dotson's doing. He's not doing anything except, I mean, touchdowns are important, but all he's doing is scoring touchdowns.
But his stat percentage is like he's already a part of the team.
That is true. Man, if the
the Dotson side is way better.
So my problem with the Commanders and the Colts are this mediocrity and this like going after these older quarterbacks. You know, Fitzpatrick to Wentz, Rivers to Wentz to Bryan. You're never gonna get that young stud.
Well, maybe,
you're not gonna get.
Maybe it's been a while, but these are the. I mean, you're talking about the same 2 teams that drafted Andrew Luck and RG3.
Wow. I'll never forget Kern's brother Mickey. Is it Mikey or Mickey?
I think it's Mickey.
I'm gonna stick with Mickey. I feel like it's Mickey.
If we're saying that wrong, we're really sorry.
Please hop on the pod to discuss.
Maybe it's Mikey. I think it's Mikey.
He did take Andrew Luck in the third round.
So bad. I feel really bad.
Third round. 1 QB startup. 1 QB as well. Wasn't even a 2 QB.
Final answer. Okay, 1 QB startup.
He took Luck in the third round, and Luck retired before the season started. I feel like Kern should have offered a comp pick or something for that. Like, hey, have a second round pick for that atrocity.
I should have gotten a compensation pick for Mechie. And fuck
that's for leukemia? What do you have?
Yeah. Has currently. Not to mention, I think I should get a comp pick for Brian Robinson, who was literally shot in the ass twice.
Do we know if? I mean, I don't want to say someone did that, but are we sure that Antonio Gibson didn't have that done?
That's what or not Bevo, that's what King Hoot said. He said that we're going to be watching the 30 for 30 of Antonio Gibson hiring some hitmen to take care of that.
I mean, it wasn't fatal. Went through his knee on a carjacking. That sounds like a joke, you know?
It's just so horrible. I mean, obviously, I know it's really bad for him, but I mean, what about my team?
People have to think about what you gave up in draft capital to get him.
Yeah. And poor Mitchie, man, that's just so horrible too. But he had a really cool post. Like he went out and got like a whole bunch of stuff for I think maybe people in the same clinic. I'm not really sure, but like a whole bunch of his like I guess he was called him his cancer family that were doing treatment at the same time. He did like a whole thing and got their families a whole bunch of stuff. Seems like just a really cool guy.
That's good to see, and hopefully, I mean, he can get back on the field. I don't know. Is he ever going to be able to play again, or is it just going to fuck with him?
He's saying, and Casario saying that they hope he's able to play next year.
Wow.
That would be awesome. Like, his first touchdown would be so cool.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if you were watching Red Zone on Sunday, but that first touchdown for Dobbins was a little shovel pass, you know, like it was like the Mahomes shovel pass to like CEH. Yeah. They were trying to get him that touchdown. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'd get Mechie. I mean, it is the Texans, though, so.
Touchdowns are hard to come by.
Yeah, creative play calling. I mean, we're not expecting that anytime soon with the Texans.
All we need is a creative. I'll say this. I really like our GM. I think Casario's done a really good job. We need to drop Rex Burkhead, and we need to just keep giving the ball to Damien Pierce and Brandon Cooks. But everybody already knows that.
Is Brandon... I mean, I feel like Brandon Cooks is just every year underrated. I feel like he's shitty this year, though. How's he been for you, sir?
I mean, he has been good for fantasy, but that's because Davis Mills has been eating gorilla cock.
I mean, Cooks is an Apex champ, though, that beat Kern, so...
Yeah. He's a rating Apex champ.
People forget that.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's not his fault. He's literally having the ball thrown 2 feet above his head.
The 2-minute drill in week 2 or whatever was ugly.
Against Denver?
You guys put it Seahawks? Was it Seahawks or Denver?
It was Denver, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like, he threw one at his feet, and then he threw one, like, I don't know if he thought he was on an elevator and going up, or what was going on there. It was so bad.
It wasn't remotely close.
No.
That was bad.
Man, imagine if I had this Apex team to start the year.
Sorry, it's a good team.
Yeah.
It's nothing to scoff at. Like, you look at that roster, just look at you against Jack's team. I mean, Josh Allen obviously greater than Sign Murray. Aaron Jones to Fournette.
But a lot less of a greater sign than it would have been between Josh Allen and Kirk Cousins.
You go Fournette and Aaron Jones, I'd say that's pretty much an equal sign.
Yeah.
Connor versus Jacobs, maybe I'll lean a little to Jacobs just because of recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
Adams to Waddle, I feel like that's closer than the projections make it look.
I would agree.
Smith to Judy, give me Smith. Cooks to Lockett, give me Cooks. Andrews to Schultz. Andrews, that's a bigger gap than the Allen to Murray. And then at flex, probably Pierce, but Harris isn't bad.
I mean, Harris is my best player. He is just... What a guy. Dare I say... No, I can't say that.
And keep in mind, you're playing the team that Fantasy Pros has listed as the best team in the league.
Well, they've never been wrong about anything. So...
Do I start Josh Reynolds this week in Apex?
I can't. No, no, no,
I
no.
think I start Josh Reynolds.
Do not do that. You will regret that decision.
I mean, Hunter Renfrow or Josh Reynolds?
Renfro.
I think Josh Reynolds.
No, no. Do not do that.
I
Why do you have Richie James on your team?
mean, you had Chris Moore on your team, sir.
Hey, Chris Moore. Yeah, probably sucks. Hmm. All right. I guess let's do a pick 'em real quick before the show's over. Okay, let's start. Me and Jack. Who are you picking?
I'm gonna go with you.
I'm gonna go with me too. Sorry, Jack. Kern and Dustin. Who are you picking?
I'm gonna go with Dusty.
I'm going with Dustin. All right. All right.
Oh, a little consensus action right now. Love that.
Jonah and Monstar. Who have you got?
Monstar.
I've got Jonah, and I
Fuck, I
want.
can't. I can't take that. Stafford just looks so bad.
It says
Godwin.
the ETN also.
Fuck it. I'm going Monstar.
All right. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm picking Jonah. Um. All right. Golly and K Cole.
Give me Golly.
Give me Golly. Sorry, K Cole. Lippy and Tebow.
Tough, but I will take the Lippy guy.
Yeah, I will too. I think it comes down, Tebow, if you're listening, it comes down to just starting Deontay and Freiermuth in a just miserable matchup with Buffalo. I understand your hands are kind of tied, but that's.
I feel like Gallup's the answer. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm a Gallup lover, though. I'm a Gallup
I mean, I love
apologist.
Gallup too, but I still think that's a hard start. I mean, he got 3 targets last week, and yeah, it was an okay fantasy week, but that's because of a touchdown. And that could happen this week too, but I think it's a tough start.
The Zay Jones, I guess he is okay.
I think the Zay Jones start is fine.
Yeah, Zay Jones is fine.
Yeah. It's just the Deontay Freiermuth, which is just tough because of the matchup. That's not his fault. And then Hunter and Neal.
I want to go Neal, and I like Neal, but I can't not say Hunter here.
I'm picking Neal to get his first win.
Wow, let's go Neal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, we'll go Neal. Okay. So we agree on the me, Jack, K. Cole, Dustin. We're split on Monster Jonah. We agree on Golly, beating K. Cole. We're both on your side for your matchup, and then we're split on Neil Hunter. So those polls are always fun. We'll have to throw those up there and get those going to the group B because those are always
We
fun.
are, and then I'm very excited for our matchup next week, sir.
Yeah, we can look ahead to that real quick. Let's see here. Oop, we got some buys going on, I think.
I have
Yeah.
Josh Reynolds, Brandon Bolden, and Waller and Renfro on by. Talk about bipocalypse.
I've got Brandon Cooks on by.
Damn.
Wait, why is Waddle not in my lineup for next week? What? Why is Josh Palmer in my lineup for next week? What is happening?
I think they know Keenan's going to be out again.
Oh, they do? Okay. We change that around. Boop.
Oh, that was just a live change. Wow. 105. That's a big projection. I'm at 97 in short 2 players. Damn. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, sir. Darnell Mooney Thursday Night Football is happening.
Well, he'll go off for 70 points. Because he'll be mad that I didn't draft him. You know, I really want this Andrews piece to start popping off for me. I'm really excited to have him on my team.
I mean, I've made you some offers for Andrews. I've wanted Andrews for a while.
Yeah. Ooh, you know who I get Kyler against for you is Seattle. That's juicy. That could be
It is.
that could be really nice.
Rodgers against the Jets at home, though, also muy bueno.
I think Rodgers might just kind of like what Waters was saying about Brady. Rodgers might just retire mid game this week.
So I understand the Rodgers hate, but then take away week one, all he does is score 20 points a week. I mean, there's worse things in the world.
Oh no, I just think he's mad and grumpy, rightfully so.
I feel like everyone says this every year.
Yeah, no, he's not going to retire mid-year. But did you see that interview he did? Where they're like, yeah, it just didn't look good.
Yeah. I think OBJ will help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like OBJ's coming to the Packers.
Okay.
Did you see that? Did you see OBJ's tweet today?
Yeah, I mean he tweets lots of stuff.
Well, no, it was the odds of what team he'd go to next, and he said NFL. Hypothetically, if someone were not in the NFL at the moment, were to bet on this and then join the NFL and join a team, would they be suspended? Obviously, he's a free agent. He's not retired, so he obviously can't do that. But I think he knows where he wants to go.
But his friends can.
Facts.
Why did Ridley just do that? Oh man.
I feel like it, but then why would the NFL lie to us if it really was only a couple hundred, a few parlays? But that just feels so tedious to suspend a guy a year over a few parlays.
Yeah, wasn't it like $1,600 or something?
Yeah. Wow, Nebraska won.
What'd the Memphis game do?
Memphis was beating the shit out of Houston.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 14-0 at the end of the first.
20-7, 29-19. Houston's kind of in a spiral. People are saying the Bayou Bucket got to them.
Yeah. Well,
losing to Tulane the week after, that's not good.
We're a basketball school now.
Wow, facts.
Yeah. That's why we're joining the Big 12. We're making Big 12 elite at basketball with Kansas.
Remember a few years ago when you guys weren't going to join the Big 12?
I got really fired up today talking about that. I just think OU and Texas should be goddamn ashamed of themselves. They're such rat institutions.
I mean, how do you feel about USC and UCLA in the Big Ten?
That's just so dumb.
Acting like that's not dumb is the funniest thing ever. Like, people acting like they actually belong because of academics and stuff is the funniest shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so silly. I mean, if you're one of those fans, you just need to acknowledge that it's fucked up and stupid.
Yeah, it's purely for money and just the prestige of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hate college football so much. It's just the worst. Let's see here. Big shout out to I'm trying to see who's hosting this. Somebody's hosting it. The Houston Greek Festival. Admission at gates, $5 for adults. Okay.
Wow.
Or you can buy a pre-sale bundle ticket for $30, which includes $17 of a la carte foods and your choice of a pastry box. Pre-sale tickets available after August 31st, which is now.
Can't confirm it is.
And let's see here. Let's look. Parking is available. There's a program festival map available online. It's a little small, if I'm honest. But you know what? I've never been before. Who am I to say? Let's see. Hours. Let's look at hours. 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow night. See y'all there. We will be having a live Apex Coalition booth.
Very exciting.
Yeah. We will need to get a booth for that, because right now that's not true. There's a tab on history and community, and that looks really nice. So, hope to. I'm not going to call them. Anywho, Lippy, I think that's going to conclude our podcast. Good luck this week.
Good luck to you as well, sir. I wish you the worst of luck next week, though.
Yeah. Boy, two in a row. If I beat Jack and then Lippy to get to 3-3,
The problem is you have to face Darnell Mooney, your arch nemesis, on Thursday Night Football. That Darnell Mooney 12 for 180 and 2 game is just going to sting.
Yeah. Ooh, do I get? No, I
Wait,
get.
I'm starting Darnell Mooney this week. So one last thing. I'm putting Darnell Mooney in over Renfro. You can count that.
Wow, do I get a? I get Monstar week 9 with some pretty good buys. He's got Najee and Amari Cooper on buy.
You have week 8. You have Golly week 8 with he has his Chiefs on bye.
Yeah, Chiefs
Oh,
and
he has his
Bengals.
Chiefs and Mike Williams. Sir, you win this week and next week. And who do you have week 7? Keiko? Oh, Hunter.
Hunter.
So you could have 3. You could have 4 losses. You could be looking at 4-4 after week 8. 5-4 after week 9. I mean,
I play Tebow when Chubb has to play Buffalo,
that's not bad.
which will be nice. He's still projected 15, but. And then week 12, we're back to division play. It's a long shot, but it could happen. Huh.
You have a chance, sir. It's not a bad team. Got to obviously win this week. Big week for you and Jack.
It's like Doug Wilson of Wilson Kia always says, where there's a Wilson, there's a way.
Amen, sir.
By God, is that the truth. Make sure to check back in on the Apex Coalition Truth Social account, which doesn't exist, nor should it. What a site that is. I wonder what it's like to be on there. I imagine that's a dark, scary place. To get updates about the fantasy fuckfest roundball draft, Hoot is really thinking about his pick here. Lippy, before we go, who do you think's getting scooped up here by Hoot when it gets around to it?
I think just like in draft day when Bryce Callahan dropped to the 7th overall pick and ended up going to the Seahawks after the Browns traded the Browns pick back. Hoot is not going to pick Jokic because he's going to be freaked out by that D and the fact Jokic has slipped.
Smart.
He's going to go with the zag of all zags. He's going to go Joel Embiid.
That's fascinating. I have no idea if that would be a good pick or not.
I honestly just went for the highest points after Jokic, and it's Embiid at 35.8.
Well, I'm a little bit sad to see this. Yao Ming is not available.
Wow.
Is Tracy McGrady? No. What about Luis Scola? Holy oh my. He's available. What? No news for this player. Okay, let's look at his game log. Okay. He doesn't have any game logs available. Wait, maybe he does? Huh? Wait, he was playing in 2014, I think.
Yes, he was. Played 81 games for Indiana.
Well, I don't know why his game log isn't coming up then. Interesting, Sleeper. You're not doing a very good job. He is 40.
41. Wow.
He is a little old. Okay, wait. No, there we go. I found his career stats. His last year was 2016-17. Didn't have an incredible season. I'm thinking this is a pretty low upside pick, but could come in clutch if the NBA is eliminated and the Argentinian Basketball Association reigns supreme.
You do have the 6th overall pick, sir. Are you gonna go with James Harden?
The thing is that I can't do that because I have to scroll to see him.
I mean, he's only at 23rd and projected.
So I can't do that. You can't be scrolling that much. And Embiid is the captain now. And Hoot is about to pick him. So. But, Lippy, I think that's going to close us out. To everybody.
Fantastic podcast, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us this far. Hope your fantasy seasons are going well.